It's day 166 on the Ultimate World Cruise, and we are in Port Elizabeth, South Africa. Started the morning by seeing the pilot boat accompany us into the waters. Then I got dressed for the day. We're doing a game drive. It's supposed to be rainy and chilly, so I tried to do my best, but then I ended up with a disposable poncho anyways, so, fashion, make it work. And then about 10 minutes into our game drive, maybe only 5, our vehicle broke down. So they sent us a new one. We switched cars, and we were on our way, rocking and rolling back to try to see some animals, and everybody was in pretty good spirits, just rolling with it as much as we could. And man, we saw a lot of animals. We saw giraffes and zebras straight off the bat. Absolutely love them. They're just the craziest animals. Then we found this male bull elephant and followed him on the road for a little while, staying a pretty good safe distance. And he just walked on for a while, and it was just the most fun to just follow him. He eventually walked off on his own way, and we headed up a different path where we were then greeted with a lot of other elephants, which was so fun. Here we were able to see mostly the mamas and the juvenile or baby elephants, because it is a matriarchal society. It is the mamas who stick with the herd and who are in charge. Then we were able to see a lion. There were, 6 of them there, 2 mamas and 4 cubs. We only ever really saw this one mama lion lay up there. On the left, you can kind of see a wider path or patch. That is the other adult lion. But this one is the only one that kind of sat up that gave us a view, but it was really enjoyable to see. We were about 100 yards maybe or so away from her. Then we had to lunch. It was a great spread, but earlier in the day, the guide had asked if there were any phobias, and I said monkeys, and he had said, well, great, you're going to love lunch. So I knew to be prepared, but there were people there fighting the monkeys off or scaring them away, and then I had my girl Connie there with me, who was also keeping me safe. Connie's one of my knitting gals, so she was very helpful in keeping me calm, because they were in trees, they were around, and some people enjoyed them. I don't. And then after lunch, we got back in the vehicles and we went and we were able to see a hippo. There were a few other hippos we saw a little bit farther away, but it was just so fun to see this guy fairly up close, even though we didn't see a ton of him. Then on our way back to our buses, we actually were able to see this cheetah, which was my first time ever seeing a cheetah in the wild. I've been on several other game drives, just never seen a cheetah. So this was pretty amazing and special for us. Even though, again, pretty hard to see, but it was still really magical. Then we were able to see some bat-eared foxes running down the road. They were pretty cute, actually. And then just more impala. Impala are everywhere. There's a variety of them. They're different types. They're not all impala. I shouldn't lump them together. But there are different types of deer in the parks, and they're all very beautiful, but they are pretty abundant. So you kind of get to a point where you're like, okay, there's more. Then we headed back to our buses so we could go back to the ship, and I didn't want to leave the wine behind, so I grabbed a leftover bottle from one of the other tables to enjoy it on the ship.